We've generated multiple seven figures from the simple DM ad that 99% of marketers get wrong. And in this video, I'm gonna walk through a simple 6-step process that will turn cold prospects into buyers without sounding salesy or desperate. You'll discover why this format is the best that's out there, the triggers that make prospects actually respond to your ads, and how to use AI to set appointments on autopilot. By the end of this video, you'll have a plug and play system that you can implement literally today and start seeing results tomorrow. Okay, so the first things first is, what is a DM ad? When I say DM, what the heck do I even mean? This is a really super simple ad strategy that we've been using for the past 18 months that have consistently been able to turn cold leads into buyers. The formula is really simple, guys. All we really need to do is we need to create the ad, which we'll hit on and talk about the importance of how to actually trigger responses from the ad. And I'll show you exactly how to actually build the ad. Then we need to, of course, launch the ads. And then what we do is we set appointments directly inside of the direct messages of Instagram and have a conversation with the prospects directly inside of our Instagram channel. From there, we can then set the appointment, have the conversation, qualify them, they can qualify you, you can check out their profile, all that sort of stuff, and ultimately turn them into a buyer if it is a fit. This has by far been the cheapest cost per lead for myself and over 300 people that we've been able to install this for, ranging, depending on the offer, I want to make that super clear, anywhere from $15, even less than $15, to around $25 per lead. Another thing that I love about this funnel is that we're not chasing down prospects. Traditionally, what a lot of people do when they start to run ads is, they'll link people to a free training or make people fill out a form. And then what does that prompt you to do as a business owner or as a business leader? You got to email them. You have to follow up with them. Like, they submitted their information. You got to chase them down. In this case, people come to you. No manual follow-ups, okay? We are using AI. We're going to be using AI to be able to handle our follow-ups for us so that when people do respond, we can make sure that we are doing our diligence for speed to lead, which is key when implementing this simple funnel. And then lastly, guys, we've generated over $2 million from this funnel and last year alone, and we have helped over 300 agencies also do the same, 7 of which have hit over $100,000 per month. So what I'm going to tell you isn't just fluff. It's not just a bunch of information. This is going to be tactical things that we've taught to hundreds of agency owners that you'll be able to implement inside of your business. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through basically step by step how we need to implement this. And the first step is we need to have an irresistible offer. Okay. A lot of people, when they start to run ads or they're starting to market their business, is they think, oh, I can just throw up an ad, or, oh, I can just, be really light with what I'm communicating or what I'm promoting, and I'm going to get all these results. The problem is that if you're not really specific with who you're targeting, the pain points that you're targeting with your offer, you're not being able to leverage a good copywriting to actually speak to your ideal customers, your ads are going to flop. It's going to be really hard to actually get results from ads. I always like to say you can't outmarket a bad offer. Okay, if your offer sucks, you're never going to get results and you're never going to get responses from your ads. So we really need to make sure that our offer is super dialed, and most importantly, that our offer is marketable. A lot of people miss this. A lot of people skip this step, and those people are the ones who feel most frustrated when they're not getting results. And it's really simple. All we need to figure out is our target audience, the pain points that our target audience has, the desired outcomes they want, and the steps desired outcomes of how we get them from where they are to where they want to go. So let's just do a target audience of med spas, okay? Pain points. So when we're thinking about pain points, what I like to do, or what I don't like to do, is I don't like to say, oh, they struggle with leads, they struggle with becoming, getting awareness on social media, they struggle with, no. We need these to be polarizing and speak the language of the customer. And we need to document this from the jump and understand what our customer actually struggles with. So what I like to do is I just like to use ChatGPT. What are top 3 polarizing pain points of med spas wanting to scale? Let's just say I help them get leads, build authority, and become more known. And then what's important here is that we are speaking their language and the pain points are polarizing. Perfect. Give me 2 more. And then I'm gonna say make them financially driven. Okay, because the reality is that people want money. So we want to speak to money, which is most of the time the biggest pain points for just businesses in general is they want to make more money. So this is just an example. Maybe this is right, maybe this is wrong, but I'm just gonna go ahead and add these in here as an example, okay? So now what we can do and what we need is the outcomes. What are the desired outcomes of these people? The desired outcomes. Again, make them polarizing, speak their language, and include financial gain. Let's just say you're a marketing agency. Nowhere do we say, oh, I'm not posting consistently. Oh, oh, my views aren't very high on my social media. It's like what they really want is they want to be the go-to med spa in the city, okay? They want to be booked out for months and not have empty calendars, okay? So that is what we need to communicate in our offer and just foundationally know in our offer, so that when we're going to promote it, so that when we're going to promote what we're actually offering, we're actually speaking to our ideal customers. And we have an offer that is in fact marketable, okay? Our offer cannot be soft, okay? And then steps desired outcome. I mean, I just put this as like, let's just say create content, create a month's worth of content. We could say run ads, post for you, strategy, whatever. I'll just keep this pretty light. But the most important part is our offer is speaking to our ideal customer and not speaking to any deliverables. We're not speaking to any of that. We're speaking to the pain and we're speaking to the desired outcome that these people want, okay? So we need to get clear on our offer. Now we have so many angles that we can go at with our DM campaign simply because we've made our offer. So I want to be the go-to med spa. I want to be booked out for months. I want clients coming to us. So a million different ways that you can format this. If you want to be the go-to med spa in San Diego, if you want to be the go-to med spa in New York, whatever it could be, then we'll help you. Desired outcome. If you're tired of relying on referrals and walk-ins for your deals and your calendars are consistently empty, okay? So this is where we can really get clear and foundationally set ourselves up for success when we are running our DM ads. So it'd be a disservice to skip this part. Okay, so we have our offer dialed in. The next thing that we really need to realize is that copy is king. So a lot of people think, oh, I can just throw up this ad and speak to, it kind of goes back to the offer, but speak to these generic things that I think these customers want and get some results. The problem is again, clients don't care about deliverables, they care about outcomes. And the more that we understand the outcomes that our customers want and the pain points that they struggle with, and we can speak to those pain points and those outcomes, the easier it is for us to target them. The easier it is for us to get results, because we want the people who are seeing the ad to be like, wow, that is me. I feel understood. I'm going to actually respond because what you're actually promoting is something that is of interest. And the challenge in today's market is we are saturated by ads. We are saturated by marketing. And how do we stand out? How do we actually stand out in a flooded market when we're seeing thousands of ads every single day? Copy. Okay, copy is going to do that. Copy is going to allow you to stand out, be more pinpointed, and actually speak to the customers and what they want. They don't care about views. They don't care about consistent posts. They don't care about what you do for them. They care about what they actually get from what you do for them. So when it comes to our copy, really we just need to make sure in our copy of the ad, which I'll show you here and we're going to build it together, we have our target audience identified inside of the ad. We have our offer, so what is it that they can expect to get? We have the time frame on when they can expect to get those results. They have the outcomes clearly communicated. We have a call to action, which is going to be a DM me, and then we maybe have a case study to also show proof. So I created a few different pieces of copy that we can play with. Maybe I'll use this med spa one as well, like this, because what we're doing is we're going to do a basic DM ad. So all we're going to do is we're going to have a graphic with copy on it, and then the customer is going to basically DM us. Okay. So for this example, plumbing company owners. So this is if I'm offering marketing to plumbing companies. Plumbing company owners, we will get you 15 to 25 predictable leads per week in 30 days. Okay, offer. Create engaging content that attracts homeowners so you can fill your calendar. Okay, outcomes. Okay, or that's more offer. But speaking their language to what they actually want. They want to attract homeowners to fill up their calendar. Run targeted ads, so offer, that reach people ready to hire you so you can stop wasting ad spend, speaking to their pain points, speaking to desired outcomes. Set appointments automatically with Manychat so you can focus on service calls. Okay, offer, and then the desired outcomes that they want. And then call to action, DM me leads to learn more. Here's another one, local offer. Most local businesses waste hours creating mediocre content that gets ignored. Smart business owners create months of premium content in just one day. Okay, offer, pain point, then offer. Our content transforms you into the most recognized brand in your area while saving you 20 hours per week. Desired outcome and desired outcome essentially plus offer. DM me known to join San Diego's most visible businesses. Call to action. Okay, another one, online coach. Coaches struggling with lead gen. Okay, call out. We helped one coach add $20,000 a month in just 60 days. Okay, offer or case study, desired outcome, time frame. Here's our 3-step system. Offer, one simple high converting DM ad, AI appointment setting, using Manychat, of course, authority driven content. Now he enrolls 5 to 7 new clients weekly without being anxious where his next clients are going to come from. Okay, desired outcome with the pain point, because online coaches probably feel anxious about it. DM me leads to learn more about how we can plug this inside of your business. Okay, so what we could do is I could just take this format with my offer, write me an ad using this format, but target med spas using the above copy. Med spas, we help you get 20, 30 high tickets, good med spa in your city, Yeah, perfect. Easy, right? Okay. This is the copy. We need to be really focused on the copy, because getting this right means that you're not selling to everybody. You're speaking directly to the person who wants what you have. Okay, good copy will literally double or triple your response rates and ultimately lead to you making more money inside of your business. Okay, so we have our offer dialed in. We know we have a keen understanding of who it is that we're actually targeting. We have our copy written. Now it's time to actually create the ad, essentially. I'm going to make this really simple for you guys on this one specifically. Is we're not going to create this crazy video. We're not going to spend all this money on production. We are literally just going to have a picture or a video, and we're going to have text on top of it. Okay, surprising, I know. And there's a lot of different variations on how you can do this, but this for us has been pretty effective, like surprisingly, because you think, oh, if I just talk in front of the camera, or if I'm showing face, or if I spend all this money on production, I'm gonna get all these results. But this has been like pretty simple and pretty effective. So all we really need to do first is we need to pick the visual element. Okay, so what we want to do when we're actually picking the picture that we're gonna put the ad on top of is we wanna make sure that it's contextually relevant, okay? Connected to what you're offering. So if I'm working with plumbers, maybe you have B-roll of somebody installing plumber. Maybe you have B-roll of BTS of you filming with plumbers. If it's a local offer, maybe you're doing something locally, contextually, like if you live in San Diego, get the palm trees, go to Torrey Pines, whatever it could be, get the beach. If we're going with online coaches, maybe it's fitness coaches, maybe you're in the gym filming the video, or you have content of somebody working out, whatever it could be, or yourself working out. So contextually relevant is super important. Then pattern interrupting, different enough to make them stop scrolling. So I think right here, which is important, is that it's familiar, and then value demonstrating. So showing results, not just your face. Okay. This isn't just going to be decoration, guys. It's going to be the first thing that people see, and it determines whether they're actually going to read your copy at all. So we want to make sure that is familiar, because how we're going to run these ads is they're going to be in Instagram stories and Instagram reels. So how we want these to look is basically, oh, I'm just looking at Instagram story, or I'm just looking at an Instagram reel, and it's familiar to people so that they stop the scroll and they actually watch, or they read the copy that you've actually done. And again, we're going to do this together, so don't stress out too much about it. Okay. After we pick the visual element, all we really need to do is create the ad. Okay. There's not going to be any crazy editing. Okay. It's not going to be 3-hour turnaround times. We're simply going to build this inside of Instagram. okay? We're gonna make it really easy to understand, quick to read, and familiar using the copy that we built, using the visual element that we decided on. And then all we're, again, really doing is just building it inside of Instagram. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you exactly how we do this inside of Instagram. Okay, so for my case, what I'm going to do is I am going to target San Diego business owners. And let's just use this one, okay? So what I could do is I could basically just say, so tool, I'll just make this San Diego, because this is in San Diego. Make that stand out a little bit. We will get you 15 to 25 predictable leads in leads per week in 30 days. Create run targeted ads that reach people, hire you, set using our AI appointment setter. So this is pretty much the ad creative that we would be making. Okay, so once we have the ad built, which we did super simply, all we really need to do is send it to ourselves and launch, which is where the fun happens. So all we need to do is go into Ads Manager. We are going to create an ad. This is going to be an engagement ad. We're going to click on Continue Manual Engagement Campaign. Then what we're going to do is we are going to only select Instagram as the channel. We can select our daily budget. Then for the audience criteria, what we're going to do is we're going to switch to original audience essentially, and then we're going to click use original audiences. And then here's where you can basically pick your locations, pick your age, gender, anything that would be relevant for who it is that you're actually targeting. In this case, obviously I would just target San Diego, and then maybe I would put some details of like entrepreneurship or business owner, whatever that could be. And then I'm going to click on next. And then all we really need to do is click on single image or ad. And then what we can do is we can set up the creative, and then we can upload the video or upload the photo that we created. So click on upload, click on the image or the video that you created. Then once it processes, all we need to do is click next, 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 done. Then when it comes to placements, I'm gonna click on manual placements. I'm gonna uncheck Facebook, just use Instagram, and then I'm gonna do Instagram feed. Sure, that's totally fine. All of the Instagram ones, upload the content, primary text, we could just say DM me leads to learn more. And then we can go ahead and publish that. And that's pretty much how you launch the ads. So launching the ads, so they're going to basically DM us the word leads from the ad. All we really did was upload the creative to the engagement campaign, and then the caption, just DM me leads to learn more. So pretty simple here. The last thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we're actually efficient with setting appointments. One thing that a lot of people do when they set up these type of ads is they'll set up the ads, they'll start to get leads, and then they won't respond for 30, 45, maybe even a day later. And the problem with that is that when people are messaging you on Instagram, they're ready right then and there. And what we want to make sure is that we are responding to the message that the person is saying within 15 minutes, within the minute, ideally, because speed to lead is paramount when actually getting results with this type of campaign. Traditionally, what we needed to do is have basically be a slave to our phone, always be checking our phone, like, are we getting a text message? Are we getting a lead? And in this case, what we can do is we can set up Manychat automation to automatically track our leads and automate the conversation so that we don't have to like be anxious if we're getting a lead and have to worry about setting up an appointment directly in the DMs. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up our Manychat. We're going to go to automation. We're going to click on new automation. I'm just going to start from scratch here. What we're going to do is we're going to pick our first trigger, which is going to be user sends a message. And then we are going to say message is leads. Okay. So user message is leads. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to say, thanks for responding. This is where we can really create our flow. What kind of business do you have? Essentially is what you could do. You could say something like service-based, online business, medical, other. Okay, so you can use quick replies. So basically the client can basically click on a bubble when they do that, or you could just automate the first message depending on what it is that you want to do. Then what we can do is based off of specific responses, we can continue the flow. Awesome. How long have you been running the business? Just starting. 1 to 5 years. 5+ years, whatever it is that we want to ask them. And then again, we can create another flow based off of what they say. Okay. What's also key, what also I like here is I like the ability to create a action, which is a tag. So what I always like to do is I always like to add the the tag of like a specific keyword, because what I'm able to do based off of that keyword is I'm able to track where they came from. Because if I'm running multiple different lead gen ads, if I'm running multiple ads like this, I want to know how many people have been tagged with a specific keyword so I can track the efficiency of the ad. Okay, so in here, I can say, sweet, service-based business, awesome. Online business, I can basically pick a response there. And what else you can do is you can add 2 texts. So you could also be like, thanks for responding. What kind of business do you have? So it appears to be as human as possible. So they would send the first message, and then it would show that you're typing, then they would send the second message, and then it would give options for each one. So of course you can create the flows however you want to, whatever you could say fit, but what is important here is that you are setting this up, and because what we've realized is that a lot of the first few questions, a lot of the first few conversations, a lot of the dialogue that you have inside of the DMs, especially when you're getting a lead like this, are pretty much the same thing over and over and over again. And what we like to do is we just like to ask situational questions. And then, so situational questions meaning like, what kind of business do you have? Qualifying questions, how long have you been in the business? Then we like to ask like, what is the goal? So if you're running like a lead gen offer, you could ask, what are you currently doing for client acquisition? What's the goal for client acquisition? What's been stopping you from hitting that goal? And then that pretty much gives you the context to continue the conversation on your own, or you can automate this even further. So this is an absolute necessity when it comes to speed to lead and actually making sure that you can set appointments in the direct messages and turn a prospect into an actual client with automation without having to be anxious looking at your phone all the time and feeling like you need to respond and come up with this clever response, because oftentimes, guys, or all the time, design beats willpower. And if you can create the design, then you'll be able to create a winning formula that will allow you to actually set appointments inside of the DMs. Once we actually set up our flow inside of Manychat, all we need to do is just go ahead and set this to be live, and then we'll be pretty much good to go. And anytime somebody DMs us the keyword leads, this will automatically trigger after we set up the different flows for the different conversations, for the different things that they select. The other thing that I like to do, just some like small touches, is I like to use like voice notes. Like voice notes are really great for getting responses. There's a lot of creative ways that you can use Manychat to make sure that you're increasing the likelihood of you actually getting responses. Humanize it, make it personal, which in today's day and age, when it comes to setting appointments and just marketing in general, personalization and feeling like a human and connecting with your prospects is going to help you succeed. So we've pretty much built our offer. we wrote really good copy. You have the frameworks for the copy. You know the visual elements. You know how to build the ad. I showed you how to build that. I showed you how to launch the ad. Showed you how to set up Manychat to automate the conversation inside of the ads when people actually DM you. The last real bonus step is to create content, okay? So again, when people are going to your Instagram, that's pretty much your modern day website. A lot of people run ads and then they go on their Instagram and they're like, they haven't posted for 16 weeks, or what they're posting isn't really positioning them as an authority. So what I would highly encourage you guys to do, if you guys do run this ad type, is to also create content. This is going to nurture your audience. It's going to build trust and authority, and your ads are going to perform better as a result. And this is the winning formula to create a winning DM ad and launch it, and make sure that you are increasing the likelihood and doing everything that you can do in order to actually get a response for your ads, and actually get a response when you're running these ads, so you no longer are wasting money and no longer dropping the ball when you actually do get customers interested. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, you will love the video on the screen. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.